WSMV4 News at 5.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Courtney Allen. The Tennessee Titans played their first home game today, but it ended the same way that their season opener did last week, with a loss. Chris Harris joins us now. And Chris, what exactly happened against the Rams today?
Courtney, really, I mean, the Rams are just a better football team. That's all there is to it. We can say that because that's the truth.
Looking forward to it, Chris. Thank you. The weather did stay clear for the game earlier today, but we are tracking some rain chances for tonight across Middle Tennessee. First Alert meteorologist Darius Mack is here with us. Darius, we could even see some rain into tomorrow as well.
I think so, Courtney, and we'll have some passing showers and thunderstorms. It's not going to be a total washout out there. Here's a look outside. We're checking out Cadiz, Kentucky to your left.
Okay, Darius, right now the Madison County Sheriff's Office is looking for 3 inmates who escaped from the county jail this morning. This is who deputies are now looking for. These 3 men on your screen, they got out of the jail's recreation yard earlier today. If you see any of them, do not approach them and immediately call 911 or the Jackson Police Department. Kentucky State Police say that human remains and a van were found in the Ohio River Friday, and investigators believe that it may be connected to a man who was reported missing all the way back in 2006. The discovery was made around 10 o'clock Friday morning, and while it's not yet confirmed who the remains belong to, the van pulled from the water is similar to the description given for James Michael Mills' van. His missing persons profile shows that in 2006, he was driving a white van with a door that had been painted white with blue showing through.
The door, the blue door on it, where it was, you know, it was so close to where he went, you know, where he supposedly went missing. And just, I don't know, we just, with the remains being in there, we never thought that he would just run off. He wasn't the type that would just run off and not tell anybody.
That family member of Mills that you just heard from, she says that if the remains are confirmed to be his, it will bring the family a sense of relief. They are now being sent to the medical examiner for identification and further analysis. We are following devastating news tonight in Middle Tennessee. The owner of the iconic Santa's Pub has died. The owner's daughter posted the announcement on social media today, saying Santa has flown home to the North Pole. The owner was the owner of the bar on Bransford Avenue. This is near Geodis Park. It was even named one of the best dive bars in America. As Hispanic Heritage Month continues, one of the largest local celebrations is happening right now. Our Steve Mailing explains why this year's event is even more important to the community in South Nashville. Funeral arrangements have been made for Charlie Kirk. Coming up, when the conservative activist will be laid to rest, and we'll show you how people around the country are still honoring him. The funeral for conservative activist Charlie Kirk will be held a week from today. Kirk was shot and killed while at a speaking event this past Wednesday. His organization, Turning Point USA, announced that his funeral will be held at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona next Sunday. He was killed by a single shot in what police are calling a targeted attack. And tonight, Sumner County leaders planned a vigil for Charlie Kirk. The information right now is on your screen. It is happening tonight at the Sumner County Administrative Building that is on North Belvedere Drive. NBC News has learned that Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has told his staff to identify members of the military who have mocked or condoned the murder of Charlie Kirk so they can be disciplined. Officials say that several service members have already been fired because of such posts. One U.S. military officer said that troops know they are not allowed to condone political violence, but being fired for criticizing a person, particularly a civilian who has no ties to the military, is extremely rare. Today in history, the Star-Spangled Banner was created. It was written as a poem by Francis Scott Key back in 1814. The poem would later become the U.S. national anthem. Also today in history, Pope Leo was born. That's right, the newest pope is celebrating his 70th birthday today. As Pope Leo stood on the balcony overlooking the square for his traditional noon blessing, he saw a sea of people, many waving balloons and happy birthday banners in all languages to mark the milestone birthday. He said to the crowd, quote, "I thank the Lord, my parents, and I am grateful to all those who remembered me in their prayers." Pope Leo is the first American pope and the youngest pontiff to serve in 4 decades. Interest rates are expected to drop this week. Why so many people around the country say it can't come soon enough. The U.S. Treasury Secretary and Trade Representative are both in Spain to begin trade talks with Chinese officials today. Some of the issues expected to be discussed are the strained trade ties between the two countries and Washington's demands that its allies place tariffs on China over its purchases of Russian oil. The talks mark the 4th time in 4 months that the delegations have met in European cities to try to keep a fractured U.S.-China trade relationship from collapsing amid President Donald Trump's tariffs push. The U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to lower interest rates later this week. And for some, including the president, the drop cannot come soon enough. John Lawrence explains.
Consumers are, they don't, the real issue isn't if they're 3% or 10% inflation. Consumers are running away from that perception until it changes behavior.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
We are tracking some rain chances tonight here in the mid-state. Tracking it all for us is First Alert meteorologist Darius Mack. Darius, some areas going to see rain tonight, but on the other side of that is summer heat this week.
The summer heat continues. We're back in the 90s, and that's going to be a pretty decent stretch of that as we go over the next stretch of days.
All right, things haven't not gone so great for the Titans so far this season. How are you feeling about next Sunday's game?
Well, they got a week to work on some stuff. It's a division game, so that's always important, too. So the Colts were in a dogfight today. We'll talk about them coming up tonight at 10. Is it going to be raining, or is it going to be sunny next Sunday?
I think it should be mostly dry. There's a small rain chance showing up next Sunday, but it should be mostly dry.
That's good. There could be a Ring of Honor situation happening next Sunday, too. We'll have more on that this week.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Courtney Allen. Police say this happened last night at some sort of reunion at Old Fort Park. Tavarius Chambers allegedly showed up dressed in all black, wearing a ski mask, and then shot at a group of 4 adults and 2 small children. One woman, she was shot in the leg. She is expected to be okay, while a man who was shot in the torso is in critical condition tonight. Police say that one of the victims did fire back in self-defense. Tonight, we talked to one dad who was at the park with his 2 young kids at the same time and saw everything happen.
Leaving the park, it felt kind of a letdown to the community more than anything, because, you know, it's a place for family, and, you know, it stinks that happened.
Police found Chambers shortly after the shooting and arrested him. He has now been charged with 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. More breaking news tonight. The owner of the iconic Santa's Pub has died. That is the owner right there on your screen. A family friend posted the announcement on social media today, saying, quote, "Santa has flown home to the North Pole." The popular bar near Geodis Park was named one of the best dive bars in America. Tomorrow is the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month, and as our Steve Mailing reports, this is the community's first big celebration since ICE operations started in South Nashville several months ago. We are tracking more rain in your forecast tomorrow. First Alert meteorologist Darius Mack joins us now in studio. Darius, on the other side of this rain, we are in for more summer heat.
Yes, more summer heat, Courtney. Temperatures still in the 90s, and I also wouldn't be surprised for some areas to hear some rumbles of thunder.
Metro police say that a victim from a hit-and-run crash that happened earlier this week has now died. Police say the 28-year-old was hit by a blue Honda CR-V while crossing 4th Avenue early Thursday morning. He was outside of the crosswalk at the time. The victim was taken to the hospital, but again, he died this morning. Police say the alleged driver of the Honda called police hours after the crash and admitted to being involved in the incident. He was later arrested and charged. A 15-year-old from Brentwood has died after crashing an electric motorcycle. Metro police say that the teen was riding the electric motorcycle down the sidewalk of Old Hickory Boulevard this morning when he lost control. He was then thrown from the bike and hit a fire hydrant, later dying at the hospital. A witness says the teen was going around 40 to 50 miles an hour when he crashed. Right now, the Madison County Sheriff's Office is looking for 3 inmates who escaped from the county jail there early this morning. These 3, those are who deputies are looking for right now. They got out of the jail's recreation yard earlier today. If you see any of them, do not approach them and immediately call 911 or the Jackson Police Department. Kentucky State Police say that human remains and a van were found in the Ohio River Friday, and investigators believe that it all may be connected to a man who was reported missing back in 2006. The discovery was made around 10 Friday morning. While it's not confirmed yet who the remains belong to, the van pulled from the water is similar to the description given for James Michael Mills' van. His missing persons profile shows that in 2006, he was driving a white van with a door that had been painted white with blue showing through.
The door, the blue door on it, where it was, you know, it was so close to where he went, you know, where he supposedly went missing. And just, I don't know, we just, with the remains being in there, we never thought that he would just run off. He wasn't the type that would just run off and not tell anybody.
That family member of Mills that you just heard from, she says that if the remains are confirmed to be his, it'll bring the family a sense of relief. They're being sent to the medical examiner for identification and further analysis. Next month marks 1 year since Alyssa Lockett was shot and killed while on a run in Antioch. The 34-year-old Vanderbilt graduate was attacked on the Mill Creek Greenway last October. And over the last year, her family has started a nonprofit called Free to Move to help empower women to be active without fear. They've also been working with Metro Parks to create educational resources to help women feel safer and make safety improvements to city parks.
We have just as much ownership over these spaces as anybody else, and we need to encourage women to understand that they have that ownership, to have that confidence.
On October 12th, the anniversary of Alyssa's death, they're going to be holding a memorial walk and bench dedication at Orchard Bend Park. During that, they'll be encouraging people to get out to the greenways with the goal of collectively walking all 107 miles of Nashville's greenways in 7 days. This Wednesday marks the beginning of early voting in this year's special election for a seat in Congress. The District 7 congressional seat, vacated by former Representative Mark Green, is set to be filled by one of over a dozen candidates. And 8 candidates will make their case to you right here on WSMV4. Tuesday on WSMV4 Plus, our streaming platform, will be hosting our first of 2 candidate forums. The Democratic Forum will be at 7:15 that night. All 4 Democratic candidates will be in studio to answer questions decided by you, the voters. And then the following day, 4 of the 11 Republican candidates will join us. Same time, same place, same questions. Recent polling shows that these 4 candidates are currently the highest polling Republicans in the race. So how can you get involved? Well, right now, over on our social media pages, you'll find a place where you can voice your opinion on what issues you want us to ask these candidates about. The forums will be moderated by our very own Steve Mailing, and once again, they'll stream live over on our WSMV4 Plus streaming side. You can find more information right now on our news app. Tomorrow, neighbors in Salem Town will address crime and safety concerns that they say is a result of being next door to a Nashville nonprofit. The nonprofit Nashville Rescue Mission helps the homeless. The Salem Town Neighborhood Association is holding a town hall tomorrow as residents there claim that they have dealt with years worth of issues stemming from the rescue mission. The nonprofit says that they understand the concerns, but they can only manage what happens on their property. The town hall will be at 6:30 tomorrow night at the North Precinct Police Station. Nashville's housing pods for the homeless were approved nearly a year ago, but they still have not been used. So why can't the city find anyone to take them? Well, Metro Council member Aaron Evan told us nonprofits haven't applied to use them. The organizations say lack of land, security, and case management are the reasons why. City leaders hoped that the pods would provide short-term housing on private property, but now Evans says that if the pods don't work out here, they could be used in another part of the state. A new push for more security measures for top U.S. officials after the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Coming up, why government officials are now saying that more needs to be done to keep them safe. And today was a special day in Vatican City as the first American Pope celebrated his birthday. The message that he shared with the crowd is coming up. In Washington, some of the nation's top Republicans went to a memorial service for Charlie Kirk tonight, even as the spotlight intensifies on security for government officials in the wake of Kirk's assassination. Yamich Sindor has the latest tonight. We are about a week away from the official start of fall, but it is definitely not going to feel like it this week. Darius Mack is back here with us. Darius, we are in the 90s again this week.
The 90s once again, Courtney. That's what we're going to be dealing with over the next 7 days.
Today in history, the Star-Spangled Banner was created. It was written as a poem by Francis Scott Key back in 1814, and the poem would later go on to become the U.S. national anthem. Also today in history, Pope Leo was born. That's right, the newest pope is celebrating his 70th birthday today. As Pope Leo stood on the balcony overlooking the square for his traditional noon blessing, he saw a sea of people, many waving balloons and happy birthday banners in all languages to mark the milestone. Pope Leo said to the crowd, quote, "I thank the Lord, my parents, and I'm grateful to all those who remembered me in their prayers." Pope Leo is the first American pope and the youngest pontiff to serve in 4 decades. Okay, there is some rain in the area tonight and tomorrow, but Darius, nothing severe, right?
Nothing severe expected, but you'll hear some rumbles of thunder from time to time. You got some of those downpours developing there towards Clarksville, pressing across the south and west right now. They're into Dixon County as well, but the majority of the mid-state pretty much on the drier side. Again, you may hear some of those rumbles of thunder. Looking further towards the south and west, towards, say, Murray County and also Lawrence County, getting in with some of those downpours as well.
And another hot week ahead. How many falls till we get to the real fall?
We'll have time, we'll tell.
Have a great night.